All right. Hey, patience, my friends. It'll get set up whenever Amazon delivers the stuff. Like, what the heck? Prime 2-day shipping. It's been a week since I ordered this thing. It's still in Kentucky. I have no clue where it is. They're little, like, I ordered custom pins to hang the play mats. They're not custom pins. They're just, like, ones that I felt like were the right ones. I didn't want to do it from Walmart because anyway, it's a disaster. Eventually, we'll have cool stuff up here. Right now, you get to deal with the crappiness of this channel. I owe you guys a giveaway. It's a week old now. I had 104 comments. I did not have time to type them all or to cut them all out and do it the way that we do it on the channel. Life is still a little bit crazy. So I picked two winners. If you have I picked one winner, and if you have a problem with that, then it's okay. Because Corey Brumball sent us another playmat to give away. And so I'm going to pick two winners to make up for me being lazy. So here's the deal. This is for the package from NC Games, and then also one of my playmats. If you don't win this playmat, you can go pick up a playmat for yourself at cavdainsmarket.com. It's cool. It's got a lot of cool stuff. That's the last time I'm going to really promote the playmat, though. And then we're going to talk about the first banned card in Flesh and Blood. So here we go. This is the winner of the playmat and the NC Games stuff is going to be Bill Martin. Here's what he said. I picked this winner because I thought it was cool. I've been binging your channel all week, and I just discovered this game this week. I ordered a couple of unlimited boxes. I'll be building decks tomorrow. I'm hoping to play with my son on Sunday. I come from a board game background and haven't really officially played a TCG before, but Flesh and Blood has some mechanics I see in board games from time to time that I've always loved. Dual card use, resource management. It looks like it plays so smooth. It does, Bill. I'm excited to dig into the world. Thanks for the amazing content, especially your honesty and the work you're putting into the community. It definitely makes me want to stick around when I see content creators like me. Yeah, I get it. You like me. I'm just glad that you like the game. And I want to hook up you and your son with that playmat. It's around here somewhere. And all that stuff from Flesh and Blood and from NC Games. They've got some cards, a pack in there for you. So Bill, I'm gonna comment on your comment with a link to my website. It'll be a free thing that you can purchase that gives me your shipping address and all that stuff. So, and then I picked another winner, and the other winner gets, thank you to Corey. Corey was like, hey, Louie, I've got a bunch of these. Corey is our resident bonehead in the comment section. And he's like, I got a couple of these, and I don't need them all. So do you want to give them away? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So Bryce, congratulations, Bryce Morgan. You said, commenting below for the giveaway, I need a playmat. So there you go, buddy. You got a playmat. That's the one I picked. So anyway, that's all the free stuff we're giving away. We did that. And here we go. We're going to talk about the first banned card in Flesh and Blood. And here we go. We got to talk about bans overall. I have notes again. We got to talk about, I did this, well, I got my COVID shot today. I did it while I was hanging out waiting for that. Anyway, I had to drive 45 minutes. All right, come on. Continue, people. This is a channel. Come on. Okay. Drone of Brutality ban. Here we go. Overall, I think that bans are acceptable. I know people get really upset when things get banned. Obviously, a lot of us come from Magic the Gathering background where they banned 1 million cards this year. And so I think we are a little sensitive to bans lately. But here's the thing. Designers and testers of games can catch a lot of things, right? And they should catch a lot of things, and they should catch most things. And they should create a game that is really good and really well played and really balanced. They should do that. But nothing is as good as a mass amount of people playing your game and figuring it out for themselves and breaking it. And that's why these corporations, right, like Apple and Google, they pay people millions of dollars if they're able to hack their systems and teach them the hacks. Because even the best game designers don't see things from the same perspective as a player or a mass number of players who catch things. So, bans are acceptable, is what I'm trying to say. Overall, I think bans are an acceptable thing. I don't think we should be bashing Legend Story Studios for banning a card or not. That's not where we are. Now, Magic the Gathering, that's a whole nother story. It's a little out of hand. It's almost like they don't play test it. But where the issue, I think, comes is when cards are printed that makes no sense and are completely overpowered. And that's what I'm talking about with Magic the Gathering. You had, I think Uro was super, super good. I think, what was that, Planeswalker? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't care about Magic the Gathering. You're watching the Flesh and Blood channel. And so, I think where it comes is like when something is printed and it was like, no, that was too powerful. What were you thinking? And I don't think that Drone of Brutality, if you don't know what Drone of Brutality does, this is what it says. It's a card. It's a generic action. It says if Drone of Brutality would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, instead put it on the bottom of your deck. And it's a 2-cost. The red one is 2 costs. It does 6 damage. I think it just drops down in damage to 5 and then to 4 for the other ones, but the pitch value goes up. But so let's talk about Drone of Brutality. What they've done is they've removed this kind of end game block that is in the Ira Fatigue deck. Okay, so Ira is one of the heroes. It's the starter deck, whatever. And there's 2 ways to play Ira. You can do a Fatigue version, which is like block, 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 right? And then you have, then eventually you use these Drone of Brutalities, which are just still in your deck, you know, because when you block with it, it goes into the graveyard and then it goes back to the bottom of your deck. So you can keep using these, and then at the end, you still have all these, and you're just attacking, and your opponent's out of cards, but you have cards to attack with. So that's one version of Ira, and then there's another version of Ira, which is more of an aggro version. And basically what this has done is they've removed the fatigue. They haven't even really nixed the entire fatigue version, but it really, this card was super good in the Ira matchup. So Ira versus Ira, this card was even better. But basically, you have all these drones in your deck, and your opponent's just kind of out of luck. They don't have the cards to block it anymore. They run out of cards. You still have drones because, again, anytime it would be put into the graveyard, it is instead put on the bottom of your deck. So you don't run out of cards, your opponent does. And here's the thing. I love this ban because it doesn't just get rid of Ira. Like, everybody who has an Ira deck still has an Ira deck. They just have to adapt their deck and make it more towards the aggro version if they want to make it, you know, competitive. And, you know, Ira is still very good. You just have to switch away from fatigue in order to be kind of top tier. And so here's the thing. Drone was an important card in the Ira deck, and Ira was good. But this card wasn't even like the best card in the deck. It's not even like they completely broke the gameplay. That's what I love about it. Like I love that they've said we're not going to ban heroes. Instead, we're going to ban cards in order to like help shape the meta. And I think that this is even, like, we've seen Dorinthia, like the Go Tall, like Tower Number 9, Tolarian Dropouts. Both of them have been playing these like Go Tall Dorinthia deck lists. And we've seen it competing with Ira pretty well in the meta right now. So I don't even think that Ira is like overpowered. I honestly think that this is more about the gameplay that they want to see in their game. Like Legend Story Studios, they don't want these super fatigue decks in the game. I feel like they don't want that to be the meta. Like they just don't want that. Like, I think that this is less about Drone of Brutality being a broken card and more about it not allowing the game to be played in the way Legend Story Studios wants the game to be played. And I think that's perfectly acceptable. And so anyway, my long story short, like, I really think that this was a good ban. I don't think anything wrong with it. What I want to transition this conversation to is these people who are investing in Drone of Brutality post-ban. I don't get it. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get it at all. In every other collectible card game, when a card is banned, the price of the card tanks. And now people are like, hey, we're going to buy Drone of Brutality. Like, I literally saw a photo. Somebody sent me a photo of a screenshot of somebody buying from them 100 copies of Unlimited Drone of Brutality. And like, what they've said is the card is banned and it won't be printed in future boxes of WTR Unlimited, which is great because when you go to draft in a year, when you go to draft WTR Unlimited, let me back up. Huge news. What they've just guaranteed is that WTR Unlimited is going to get more print run. So go after it, right? But I just realized that right now. But what they've said is they're going to take it out of the box, basically. So in a year when you're drafting WTR with your friends and your friend pulls a Drone of Brutality, you don't have to be like, oh, hey, you can't use that card. It won't be there, which I love. And that's something that they didn't do in Magic the Gathering that I wish they would. That once a card is banned, they take it out. So it's not a feel bad. Like, if your foil rare, like, it could be a Time Snap Potion, or it could be Drone of Brutality, which is now banned. So I get that. But now people are like, oh, since it's not going to be since it's not going to be printed anymore, I'm going to invest in it. It's a reserve list card. I see the difference is it's banned. It's gone. Like, I don't think it's coming back. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, there have been other cards in other collectible card games that have been banned or restricted, but this doesn't feel the same to me. Maybe, like, you could make an argument that maybe if you wanted to have some exposure to that potential, that you should invest in potentially like the alpha version or an alpha foil. But I don't think that the unlimited version is your best bet. So I don't get it. There's a plethora of unlimited rares. Like, an unlimited rare just doesn't have a whole lot of value because there's so many of them. So you guys, I wrote this down. What are you doing with your stimulus checks? Like, it's not just free money, people. Like, it's like we all got stimulus checks. We're like, oh, I'm going to spend it all on 35-cent unlimited rares. Like, what? I don't know. I just don't get the investment side of it is what I'm saying. I don't see that. It's just not investable. It's like the stimulus thing, it might have something to do with it. I don't know. Every other TCG, when a card's banned, it loses value. Why do you think it's going to be any different? I don't know. It's not free money. So anyway, that's what I think about Journey of Brutality. The first ban card. The other thing I want to say for anybody who's watching this, and who's watching this far, I didn't want to get into this in the main part of the video because it's so speculative and it might make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. I understand the ban and the reason they banned this in the current meta, but there's also another world where we are a month away from Monarch. And it got me thinking, like, is there going to be some graveyard shenanigans in Monarch? And is this card going to become not as playable or broken because of something in Monarch? And I know the argument is, Louis, they've been planning Monarch and this whole set release as a, 3 sets or 4 sets together for 7 years. So, like, that doesn't make any sense. And Drone of Brutality would have been in the works and Monarch. And that might be true, but maybe, I don't know. I just had the thought of, like, what if something in Monarch interacts with the graveyard in a significant way? What if a hero in Monarch interacts with the graveyard in, like, in a major way? And so all of a sudden a card that's never enters the graveyard could break something. It's a generic card that never enters the graveyard. If it would be put in from the graveyard from anywhere, instead put it on the bottom of your deck. So if there's a hero that does something about, like, it's super overpowered, I don't know, it's super overpowered and its negative effect is the cards entering the graveyard, you lose life or something, then all of a sudden Drone of Brutality is super, super good because it doesn't enter the graveyard. So it was just a thought I had that maybe this is less about the past. That light just flickered, distracted me. Maybe this is less about the past or the current meta and more about the future with Monarch coming out, which is great. I'm glad that they're being proactive about it, but I don't want to get too speculative about that, so I didn't put it in the main version of this video. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. That wall eventually will look good and won't just be a bare wall. It'll look sweet. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you have a great day.